There are a few English idioms and expressions that everybody should know, because these are idioms and expressions that are used in everyday life, and if somebody ever uses them, you should be able to know what they mean. So today in this video we will talk about 8 English idioms that everybody should know. The first idiom we have is beat around the bush. Basically, whenever you are trying to say something that is unpleasant and really difficult to say, you try and keep delaying or avoiding the topic, and you talk about everything else around it. So that's what it means to beat around the bush. For example, stop beating around the bush and just tell me what the problem is. Stop beating around the bush and just tell me what the problem is. Or beating around the bush isn't going to do any good. Beating around the bush isn't going to do any good. The next idiom we have is by the skin of your teeth. It can also be said like by a hair's breadth. By the way, it actually means by a narrow margin, just barely. For example, the dog almost got him, but he escaped by the skin of his teeth. The dog almost got him, but he escaped by the skin of his teeth. Or, she passed the test by the skin of her teeth. She passed the test by the skin of her teeth. It means she passed the test by a very narrow margin, just barely. The next idiom we have is miss the boat. It means it's too late. You are too slow to take advantage of an opportunity. By the way, there is another way to say the same thing, and that is the ship has sailed. I'm sure this is an expression you have already heard in a lot of movies and TV shows. It's actually a famous dialogue. People often say this, the ship has sailed. Anyway, we can take example sentences, of course. It's not too late for that, and that is, you will miss the boat if you don't buy the shares now. Or, he thought he still had time, but he had already missed the boat. Or you can also say, she just realized that she missed the boat on a great deal. Well, that's too bad, but the ship has already sailed and there's nothing you can do now. But move on to the next idiom, of course. So let's move on to the next idiom, and the next idiom is as right as rain. And it sounds really good, doesn't it? In fact, that's exactly what it means. Very good. When you are feeling very healthy, completely healthy, particularly after an illness, that's when you can say that you feel as right as rain. For example, she had a cold, but right now she's as right as rain. Or have a cup of tea. It will make you feel as right as rain. So now let's move on to the next idiom, and that is to jump on a bandwagon. It means to follow a trend, to profit from a craze. Now, as you can see, these are idioms that you can actually use in your everyday English. So let's move on and take few example sentences. For example, the success of the product led many firms to try to jump on the bandwagon. Or you can also say, it's tempting to jump on the bandwagon, but without proper paperwork, that might be difficult. Well, you need to follow rules. And that's exactly why we will move on and get to know the next idiom, and that is, you can say that again. Yes, that is actually an idiom and an expression that you can use in your everyday English. Now, this expression is used in scenarios. Let's take an example. Let's say two people are talking and one person says something and the other person will be like, exactly, that's true, and I completely agree with you. That's exactly when you can say that again. For example, if I said, it's scorching hot right now, you can say that, yeah, you can say that again. Or let's say two people are going somewhere and one says that we are too late, we can't be there in time, and the other one will be like, yeah, you can say that again. Like, it's true, you don't need to say it, we are going to be late, so yeah, you can say that again. So as you can see, it's more of an expression. Again, you can use this in your everyday English, and it can actually be fun using these, So the next idiom we have is go down in flames or go up in flames. It basically means to fail spectacularly or fail miserably. For example, in the end, the project went down in flames. In the end, the project went down in flames. Or you can say, after they decided to stop the funding, the business went down in flames. After they decided to stop the funding, the business went down in flames. By the way, there is another idiom that means exactly the same as this one, and that is to go up in smoke. It is also an idiom, by the way. It means to come to nothing, something that is completely ruined and it has come to nothing. In the end, you can say that it has gone up in smoke. For example, so many dreams go up in smoke and nobody cares. So many dreams go up in smoke and nobody cares. Anyway, let's move on and get to know the last idiom for today's video, and that is to see eye to eye. It means to agree completely or to get along. For example, they could never see eye to eye and argued constantly. They could never see eye to eye and argued constantly. Or you can say it in another way, like it's a mere coincidence that they see eye to eye on this project. Basically, it's a coincidence that they agree on this project, they get along on this project. So yeah, that's it. We have come to the end of this video, guys, and I hope these idioms are useful to you. I hope you come to use these expressions in your everyday conversation. Well, of course, that's the only way it can be useful. So if you ever find yourself in that situation, then go ahead and comment down your experiences in the comment section. That would be amazing to know that this video was actually useful and you people got to learn something from this video. So that's it for today, guys. If you think that you liked this video, then give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. That would really make my day. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.